Welcome back to me. I took 3 nights off, guys. That's the most I've taken off since I started this channel. Rarely do I take a night off. Definitely not 2 nights. Took 3 nights, feeling rejuvenated, refreshed, ready to crush some best balls. And had some news here right before the stream started. Juwan Jennings is signing with the Vikings. We all were kind of talking about it. It's now official. Doesn't move the needle too much for me. If anything, I'm going to draft more Addison. That Addison might be 10 to 15 picks later in ADP. Definitely good for Kyler. I'd say that. Let me know. We're doing some field generals here, a Superflex best ball. If you want to hop in, let me know in the chat. We'll start up together here in a few minutes. So draft along with me. If you're a community member, we do draft grades at the end of the show. So if you draft with me, you'll get your team graded by myself and the community. And we're pretty fair, I think. But we'll talk shit if you have a bad draft. But that's what we do. Real news is Taylor Heineke retired. Never forgot that wildcard game against the Bucks, the diving TD. Dude, I always liked Taylor Heineke, man. Just aggressive nature of play, right? Dude was always down to, like you mentioned, diving on the pylon there, taking a hit. Fucking love Taylor Heineke, man. What a guy. And it sucks. It sucks. 7 more. I guess we're starting it up here. You have 6 more to start, 5 more to start. If you want to hop in with us, me and Dakota, drafting some super flex, and we'll do the draft grades at the end of the show. Later in the week or next week, I'll probably start doing some. We have DraftKings has their best ball up now, so we are a couple days away from schedule release as well. So I'm kind of chilling on these a little bit until the schedules get released because we've already done 50 of these fuckers on the stream. It's nice to know the bye week situation. That's my biggest thing. I want to know the bye weeks. And I don't see myself. Ooh, I'm all the way at 11. Okay, Dakota has 12. Okay, god damn it. Is anyone else in here that we know? It doesn't appear so, Dakota. It's awesome. We're right next to each other. So, all right. Can't wait to take Deshaun Watson just to stick it in your craw, buddy. So, yeah, I'm gonna take Deshaun Watson. And you can bank on that, dude.
Shit, I told my wife I wouldn't drink tonight. Besides, I got a big day tomorrow.
It's a big day. You doing what?
Well, actually, pretty nice little Saturday. We're gonna go to Home Depot. Yeah, buy some wallpaper, maybe get some flooring, maybe Bed Bath and Beyond. I don't know. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
Dakota says we're drafting with Suck My Dak. Where is he at? Number 6, Suck My Dak. That's a pretty nice name. My wife always names her teams very creative names that involve her team, like CDs, TDs, which works for her. She has big tits. But, yeah, I like to have my names be ironic, funny, or just professional fanatics. This is your movie character. We're already getting going here, gentlemen. We have Josh Allen, Lamar to start. Typical shits. If you're just tuning in, me and Dakota are drafting in this one. He has 12. I have 11. So I don't really like the fact that we're drafting next to each other. We got Mark, superfan Mark in the chat. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man? How's work? You hopefully getting some rest in and still having a little bit of fun in your life? Joe Burrow at 5. We're going to mark down Jamar Chase and Caleb. There goes Jamar Chase. Man, this is rough. I need one quarterback here, and I'm not taking Trevor Lawrence. That's for goddamn sure. There goes Puka. We'll take Caleb. Man, I think Dakota's going to double up on positions here. Usually that's what he does. That's what he does. And he did it. So I think the play would be to go Dak here. Don't hate it. I'm going to roll with a 2-quarterback team unless I get extreme value. So this is nice, though. Dakota went McCaffrey, JSN. I went Caleb and Dak Prescott. So we're not going to be drafting against each other too much in these early rounds. He'll go quarterback. I'll go running back and wide receiver. So I do like that. Damn straight. Appreciate you, Mean Muffin. It's you, McMuffin. Mean mugging. You know, I finally figured that out way after the fact, but Mean Muffin is just kind of a, kind of lame. And there goes 3 straight quarterbacks. Jonathan Taylor goes off the board. Dakota does that to set himself up to get Deshaun Watson. And, we tend to actually, somebody said me and Dakota look alike, which is I don't know. I'm rocking a mustache if you can see this. But we don't agree on Deshaun Watson. I'm a Shedeur Sanders guy, even though I think they both suck. I just think it's going to be Shedeur. He's very confident it's going to be Deshaun Watson. So I can't wait for, the starting quarterback announcements or week 1 when we see Shedeur Sanders take the field and probably throw 3 interceptions. That's most likely outcome right there. Jake, I added everyone. I at everyone in the page or in the Discord. So I gave I was actually a couple minutes late because I was uploading a special clip for the show. And me and Dakota were having an argument about Kobe Bryant in the Discord, which is kind of what we do all the time. I don't hate Kobe Bryant. He's top 10 player of all time, maybe top 5. I love Kobe. I sent him I made the mistake of sending him a screenshot of this thing I saw on Twitter, and it was Kobe's worst shooting performances. This guy just went quarterback. Suck my Dak, went quarterback. I like that because I already have my 2. Henry's available. Hampton's available. Ooh, I can't take a receiver here. God damn it. Guess we'll take Hampton. All good, Jake. You know the drill, though. Usually 10 p.m. Central. I will be starting to do some at 9 p.m. Central per the request of many people. Is Mark just the GOAT, or is he just the GOAT? Dropping a super to help fund another draft for y'all, boys. That's what he does. There goes Brock Bowers. Is McBride still available? That might be the pick. Shit. You know what? I'm going to take Jeremiah Love here. I'm going to shoot for some upside. It's one of those things where I feel like if we wait and when they release Trey Benson, possibly trade James Conner, like Jeremiah Love's ADP is going to move. It is going to move. So let's get ahead of Jeremiah Love a little bit here and take an upside shot at a running back. And there goes all the quarterbacks. Dakota is quarterbackless. He does not have a quarterback. I don't know if I agree with that one, man. I love Brock Bowers, but you got to grab one of these dudes. You could have had Baker, Jordan Love. I know you would have taken Stafford if he fell to you. All right. I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. Do I not have a banner on here? No, I do. CJ Stroud off at 47. Josh Jacobs at 48 seems like a fucking gift, dude. That's a gift.
I'd like to start out this press conference with a thank you to John Fox.
Thoughts on Patrick signing Diggs? Been seeing a couple of those rumors around the NFL pages. Man, he's clear, so he was found innocent. I don't know if he was not guilty, but he was found not guilty. Sorry, he wasn't innocent. Maybe he was innocent. In terms of Diggs, he makes sense on a lot of teams, dude. I think a really good spot for him would be the Giants. If you think about it, they have to replace Wan'Dale Robinson. They need a veteran presence, a guy that's ready day one. And they can come in and learn the system fast. And Stephon Diggs is a pro. So Tyreek Hill's been linked, and I've been on board with that. But do you really want Tyreek Hill, who's coming off an injury, with Malik Neighbors, who might not start the year? I don't. Well, Devonta Smith is still available. take that. Then we're going to take Colson Loveland with the next pick, stack it up with Caleb. And then Dak, I can't really stack with anyone. I guess I could pick Ryan Flournoy or something, but not ideal. I think this might be my first share of Colson Loveland, guys. I have not taken him at all. There goes Mendoza. Pretty solid pick there from Dakota. You needed it, man. You needed it. That's the last of the Mohicans, right? Someone message Mouth in the Discord and tell him we're drafting. He can hop in the second draft. Thanks to Mark, we are doing another draft here. Also, let's give Mark a round of applause for just being an awesome person. And can't wait to play some Dynasty with Mark. Creating the league later tonight or early in the morning. I'll send you guys all the invites when I have that. So I think we have the settings pretty well in check here. T. Higgins, is that the Joe Burrow team? Yes, it is. That is pretty nice value there at 68. Ooh, Zay Flowers does not make it back to the Lamar team. That's got a stick in his craw. Hopefully, you're going to hop in a redraft with us as well, Mark. You're an OG, so you get your pick of the litter, whatever league you want in, whoever you want to play with, whatever price points, settings, whatever. We're going to have a bunch of them. So David Montgomery at 71. There goes Geno Smith. This guy's got 3 quarterbacks. A lot of teams with 3. I am just going to roll with my 2 quarterbacks and maybe take a Shedeur Sanders. And you could take a Deshaun Watson, and we'll have a dick measuring contest. The winner is going to be like 3 inches to 2.5 inches. So whoever gets a 3-incher wins the dick measuring contest, Dakota. But you know what? A 3-inch dick is actually fine in the 11th round of Superflex. Where I come from, at least. And that's Asia. Lad McConkey at 78. Darian Price at 77. This is just... Man, he goes right after Judkins, DeAndre Swift, Tootin, Irving, and Travion Henderson. I don't understand the appeal and what people see in this guy. We've talked about it a lot. I just don't get it. I'm guessing we're going to start seeing Stephon Diggs be drafted in these drafts a lot earlier. And when I say earlier, like not early, but he will start getting drafted. So we are up now. We're going to take... God, running backs are just dried up. We're just going to go ahead and take value at wide receiver. And this sucks. Someone took Luther Burden, didn't they? 76. Look at this wide receiver value, man. Jamison Williams available. Devontae Adams available. Jalen Waddle available. Super nice. We're going to take Rome Odunze here. Get our Chicago stack going. Take a look at the squad here. Love one Odunze with Caleb. I do like the receivers. Marion Hampton and Jeremiah Love at running back. Still a lot of really good receivers available. Go back to the board. I would always take DJ Moore ahead of Rome Odunze for just to preface that, but I had Caleb, so got to take the stacks. That's why I do prefer. Shout out Jonathan, how you doing, buddy? I do prefer DraftKings because it's full PPR. Stacking is way less important in full PPR than it is in half PPR. So you're not forced to take your stacks. You can just take value. You can actually win a DraftKings tournament with only a couple stacks. These Underdog big tournaments, you better have stacks total, or it's just not going to happen. I was just thinking, I was walking my dog the other night. I was thinking the risk of the stacking like crazy in these Underdog tournaments before buys come out. If you have 2 stacks like a two quarterback stack with, two receivers and one receiver and a tight end. And both those teams that you're stacking have the same bye. Like, you're not saying you're fucked, but like that week of getting like 50 points, which might actually happen if you have all those guys stacked and all those guys on bye, is going to cost you the playoffs. So we're really running a risk here. And we all have the same risk drafting early. But, best ball and fantasy in general has a lot of variables, but we're adding in another giant variable, but also that makes it fun. This guy going with the dual tight end strategy here, Tucker Kraft and Harold Fannin. I don't know if I like that. Tua off the board at 98. So Tua is just going consistently ahead of Michael Penix. And I'm personally taking Michael Penix because I think there's a better than 50% chance Tua starts the year. But I know that Michael Penix is the better fantasy quarterback, and he just has better skills. So I want the guy that I know when he plays is going to be valuable. Like, what is Tua going to offer? 1 million dump downs to Bijan and Kyle Pitts? There goes Marvin Harrison at pick 100. That would have been lovely. There are still some bros out here, though, and some good running back selections. Sam Laporta is available. Kyle Stinky Pitts is available. DK Metcalf. Oh, come on, man. This fucker takes Blake Corum. Go fuck yourself. That would have been awesome. That just boned me hard. And I have to take Parker Washington. This just pisses me off. Okay, I guess I'll take my first share of Parker Washington. I think I've drafted him once. And we're gonna double up tight end here, I think. I think the value is with Laporta. There goes Deshaun. Shador should make it back to us. And he takes Sam Laporta. We'll take Kyle Pitts. I don't like having my second tight end when I have only two running backs, but there was just no one there. After Blake Corum got selected and RJ Harvey and Rico Dowdle, I was going to take all of those guys, Jalen Warren. We have the stud tight ends there, Dakota. How you doing, Jonathan? Everything good? By the way, see on the screen, you see what I'm wearing? Right here, buddy. I also repped your shirt on Downtown, the red one you gave me. Pretty sharp stuff. So shout out to Jonathan for sending me some of his gear, his racing gear. Really, really better quality than the shit I'm sending. Although the hats are really high quality. The shirts are not up to your caliber. Those things are fucking professional. Chris Godwin, Jordan Addison. All I got to say, Jonathan, is be safe out there racing, man. I've seen the Fast and the Furious. I know the fate of Paul Walker. Okay, we need to be safe. Also, Ryan Dunn, rip Ryan Dunn from Jackass. Not the shit in the guy's grave. I love you, Ryan Dunn. You brought a lot of smiles and warmed my heart for years. You were driving 130 miles an hour in like a Lamborghini. So, and hammered. So like those three things, you're probably going to die. So, and as much as we want to, be sad for the dad, like essentially he murdered his best friend who was in the car with him. Not manslaughter or whatever you want to call it. Like, don't get in a car with Ryan Dunn when he's drinking. Let's not do that. What's going on, Wally? Glad to be back, man. 3 days off seemed like an eternity. I was about to hop on last night, but I figured, God, this motherfucker takes Shador Sanders. Whatever, going two quarterbacks. I figured I have the next, I did the math, 210 days from today until the end of the fantasy season. I'll be on 90% of the days, and there's going to be a lot of days during the season or, before the season starts. I'll be doing 2 shows a day. So, and there goes Kenneth Gainwell. Okay. Wow. We have, God, Jonathan Brooks has really been rising up boards. I don't like his price now. I love Jonathan Brooks, but I don't love his price now. So we're going to go ahead and take Tyrone Tracy and then maybe double up at running back here to get some more depth. Should take Jake Ferguson here. Let's see. Brooks or Woody Marks. Let's mix it up a little bit and take Woody Marks, who I really like. Nope, I'm taking Brooks. I'm gonna stick with my guys here. After ADP, I took him the next round. Really a big fan of Jonathan Brooks. Ooh, Iowa. Which part of Iowa? Is it the eastern part of Iowa? Because that's not too far from me. I'm like, I think 100 miles from the Iowa border. Every time I think of Iowa border, I always think of Tommy Boy, where he's like, you need a new map. He's like, how far is it to Davenport? He's like, 22 miles. Get yourself a new map. Let me know how far you are from Illinois. Been in Minneapolis once, way back in the day. I don't remember. It was back when, is the Mall of America still open? I'm sure it is. I was like 6 years old. I don't know why the hell we went there on a little family trip. And my dad's listening. Dad, text me tomorrow when you hear this and let me know if I'm totally off base here. Pretty sure we went there. We went to the Mall of America. Xavier Worthy at 143. MVP, you don't live in Minnesota, though, right? I forget where you live. I sent all the gear out to most of you guys. I don't remember your address. Don't give out your address. You get some creepers following you there. Oh, damn, bro. I got to check it out. Real quick. Just how far is Davenport and Dubuque from Chicago? Is it like 90 minutes? Well, we know all the shit that's going on in Minnesota, man. Not good stuff. Not good stuff there in Minnesota. Beautiful city. Beautiful country up there. Also, home to one of my favorite movies, Fargo. Hilarious. They call it Fargo, and they're in Fargo for one fucking scene. Well, a couple scenes, but there goes Chicken Conquo, Jalen Coker. Jonah Coleman's available, but I don't need a running back. All right, pop in Shaheed here. McMillan. There's some dudes. All right. Try not to look at your team, Dakota, so we can have an even grading system here at the end. So I'm surprised. Born and raised in Minnesota, live in Florida now. That's a pretty stark difference there, buddy. Let's take McMillan. All right, the stacking on this team. I do have double stack with Caleb, but I don't have anything stacked with Dak. So not ideal, but I don't mind the team so far. I guess we're going to see how it grades out. Whoa, Jake's actually been to Fargo. Does everyone talk like that? Is that like an actual the way they talk? Oh, yeah. Everyone just says yeah to everything. Okay, well, I guess the one nice thing is I am west of Chicago, so I'm closer. So it's probably 2 hours for me. I'm about 40 minutes, 40 minutes west of Chicago, Jonathan. I mean, 30 miles. It could be anywhere. Minutes. MVP, you're a fucking veteran, bro. Is that what you're telling us right now? You're low key flexing with this. I was stationed in Florida and never went back. I prefer the heat to the cold. Is that what you're saying to us? Because if that is, I want to tip my cap to you, sir. Tip it. I tip it. Brian Robinson. You know, Brian Robinson, that trade fucked my ass so bad last year in best ball because he was one of the most drafted players. His ADP was like 105. And it probably wouldn't have turned out very well because the Commanders just had a dump season. And then when he got traded as a backup, I had so many shares of Brian Robinson, man. Like me and my wife combined probably had 30% of Brian Robinson. And that was just a goddamn shame. Spoken like a true veteran here. He says, yes, only for 8 years. Only for 8 years? That's a long-ass time, my dude. So, congratulations to you. And I salute you. I salute you. Yes, here's my salute.
Which brings us to Frank's flag, which is, it's just unfortunate.
It's 4 Fs. I didn't know it was going to come off like that.
Pretty sure he did.
Just kidding, bro. Just kidding. Up next, Justin. No, these quarterbacks are just. This is bad. Now we have 2 bangers here. So we're going to go with elite upside here in Tank Bigsby. I want to take Emmanuel Wilson, but there's no point with my squad to take a fringe guy that's going to get some work and maybe a lot of work. Not enough work. I'm looking for guys that can have some pop-off weeks. Saquon Barkley gets hurt. There's Tank Bigsby. It's getting really light at... Man, I have to take Ryan Flournoy here. I absolutely have to have a stack with Dak. All right. I feel like these rooms are getting sharper because what I saw that was available was just not fucking great for this point in the draft with 4 rounds left. Them crazy Native Americans, man. I don't know if you've ever been to a reservation. Those people are they're nuts. Can you blame them though? We literally like murdered, raped, and took their land from them, and just put them on a reservation and told them you don't have to pay taxes. Like, congratulations. It's nice not to have to pay taxes, but alcoholism is very, very rampant in the Native American community. They have issues, but the casinos are fun though. They're very fun. Tight end. There's some tight end values here. And where did... Okay, 160. All right, we'll do draft grades after this. MVP, Jake, whoever wants to hop in after this, we'll do one more draft, and you guys can draft with us. Looking at about a week until we get the actual schedule released. So, Jake, my mom's side of the family is Cherokee Indian, so they love to drink. Small sample, but it aligns with what I said. They like the wild turkey, you know. Damon Claiborne, Trey Harris. That's pretty nice value there. And it is getting real gross, real fast at wide receiver. Keyshawn Boutte is just falling, dude. There's some gentlemen available here. One gentleman available that I like, maybe 2. I know who it's going to be. We have the return of Mike Storey tomorrow, gentlemen. We're going to go over wide receiver landing spots tomorrow night with Mike Storey. Looking forward to that show. This has to be a receiver. Gross. Very, very gross. Ooh, a couple options here that I like. One that I really like. We'll see if... Jake said I quit drinking, but I used to drink 2.5 pints of vodka a day for a while. That's 30... What is that? 40 ounces a day? Holy shit. You took Calvin Ridley, you prick. So we're going to take... Mr. Tank Dell. Fuck. I shouldn't have done Tank Dell. I should have done something else. That's a lot of vodka, man. That's 40 ounces. So you're looking at like 20 real shots a day. Yeah, 40 is it's a lot for beer, but well, I'm glad you quit, Jake. Jake, you said you're like 30, you're my age, right? Like 37, 36, 38, something like that. Dude, we're twins, Jake. Twinning, dude. He said he's 5'11", 250. I am 6 foot 250. I'm a pretty big guy, I guess. I guess that means I'm a big guy. If he refers to himself as a big guy at 5'11", 250, I must also refer to myself as a big guy. So nothing wrong with being a little portly, you know what I mean? It's awesome. It's great. It's great. Just you got to be, going to the water park isn't exactly the do.
AIDS! I got AIDS. We're coming through.
Yeah, sorry. I'm his doctor. My patient's got to get to the front of the line because he has AIDS.
I got the AIDS.
Got it from a gay guy in the 80s.
I'm not gay. I mean, there's two kind of AIDS. There's the vagina AIDS and the needle-based AIDS. I'm a vagina guy.
Well, no, actually, my test results showed that it was the gay AIDS.
All AIDS are bad. There's no good AIDS. But I'm telling you, like I said, this is not the gay AIDS.
Twinning. Me and Jake are twins. Although you're still a young man, 37 years old. Young man. Wally, fun fact, before Mall of America became the Mall of America, it was Metropolitan Stadium, the good old Bud Grant days. There's getting some Minneapolis knowledge dropped our way. Much appreciated. Wally, do you live there? I forget if you actually live there or you just are from there or you just like the Vikings. I do remember the Vikings have an outdoor stadium. I do remember. Not personally, but I know of that. There goes Max. Anthony Richardson was selected. What is that pick? I mean, I understand. I love him in fantasy, but he has Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud, and Tua. I mean, he's just not playing this year, regardless of where he lands. It's just burn that pick there, buddy. Burn it. It's burnt. It's gone. Crisp. Gone. I do remember when the roof collapsed. Remember when you guys had to play at, what was it, University of Minnesota? The roof collapsed and almost fucking killed people. I shouldn't laugh at that. Jake Tonjes, come on. That was going to be my pick. Damn it. I guess we're just stacking this team with high up. There's no high upside guys left. There's really not. Gross. I made a major mistake here. So we are going to take... I'm going to take Michael Mayer. Looking for a high upside guy, and we saw Michael Mayer's upside if Brock Bowers gets hurt. It's amazing. Wally's from Texas. Skylar Bell. Some options here. For sure, some options here. I don't know if I like my team. There goes Keon Coleman. I'm going to take Skylar Bell. And we're going to do some draft grades here. The 2 quarterback, 2 tight end strategy is a bold one, Cotton. 20 rounds, I kind of just have some wasted picks, I feel like, that just aren't going to line up, but you were going to take him? Why would you take him? You already have Brock Bowers. Doesn't help you. Eat it, Dakota. I didn't do that because you had Brock Bowers. It's the highest upside play that I could find at tight end because I have 2 elite tight ends. I need a guy that could fill in a week. And if, it was between him and Greg Dulcich. Like, Greg Dulcich is never cracking my lineup. I feel like Mayer would crack my lineup if Brock Bowers gets hurt. And also, I think Michael Mayer might have a sneaky year with them not having any receivers. They're going to play a lot of 12 personnel, and Michael Mayer is a good player. Well, you had him queued for 7 rounds. Yeah, and he's not really getting taken in these drafts. So, hey, man, I love Michael Mayer. Can you see the Michael Myers? Oh, it's behind me. I have a Michael Myers picture behind me, and I love Michael Mayer. Always have. Okay, let's check out the teams here. We'll start with Dakota's team. Lowest projection, which actually means you have a good team because fuck projections. We have a really, really interesting quarterback room here, and this is okay. So You've been all in on Deshaun Watson for a while now. This is the most all in I've ever seen you because you have Deshaun Watson as your quarterback too, and you're rolling the dice there with both Raiders quarterbacks. One of those guys will be playing all year. But if Deshaun Watson does not win the job, you do not have a quarterback too. Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, Tyler Algier, Emmanuel Wilson. The top three are Studley. I like the Emmanuel Wilson pick as well when you only had 5. He's going to be a guy that's going to get you some steady points when needed. JSN, Mike Evans, Jamison Williams, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jaden Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley, Dunhavian Wicks, Christian Kirk, and Keon Coleman with Brock Bowers and Sam Laporta. So, man, there's 2 grades for this team. There's the grade that if Deshaun Watson starts like the whole year and plays well, it's an A. There's the grade, actually 3 grades. There's the grade if he just starts half the year and he's bad, it's probably a C. And there's the grade if he doesn't play at all, it's an F. So it's an A, C, or an F. So it's what do you think is likely to happen? But this is kind of what you have to do to win these tournaments. Ballsy stuff here. The Jerry Jeudy, I like that pick. Paired up there. Tight ends are elites. I like the running back room. What do you guys have for a grade in here? A through F. I kind of cheated and gave him 3 grades depending on what happens with Deshaun Watson. So this is a very interesting build. I think we both kind of fucked up here towards the end. I needed a 3rd quarterback, but I have 2 elites. So are you? I want to hear your grade, Dakota. This build could carry 1 quarter. Yeah, this build could carry 1 quarterback, I suppose. I wish you had if you had a 4th running back that was, let's call it Blake Corum. If you didn't have Kyron, or let's call it even Kenneth Gainwell, right? I'd be more likely to say that. But these receivers, yeah, okay, that's a good call. To any draft, like going into the year and just be like, well, this team could carry. Like if you're going to rely on a wide receiver, tight end, running back, whatever, which your second tight end is awesome, to be your super flex, like it's just you're losing points every week because quarterbacks average 18, 19 points. I know it's volume, right? I understand that. That is a good way to say it. Limbo build. Price says I'll go B if Watson doesn't start, then C. No, let's be honest. If Watson doesn't start, this is an F. Come on, because it's not like Mendoza. Like, what if Mendoza has, or whoever starts in Vegas that week, a bye week for one. Let's say he has an 8-point week, which could happen. Like that week is going to be so low. Like there's not a lot of support there at the quarterback position. So Watson needs to start majority of the year and play well, or at least just start the whole year, regardless of playing well. He has to be playing. That's what this team hinges on. So I like the aggressive nature, though. I'm not going to ping you on that. I like the build. Like everything you did makes sense. It's just again, you've been doubling and tripling down on Deshaun Watson. I think you've hit rock bottom. This is your rock bottom for Deshaun Watson love. And hey, if you're right, dude, fucking piss and come all over my face, bro. I will allow it. I'll even fly your ass over here, and you can do it. That's fair.
What's happening here?
I haven't any idea, honestly.
I'm giving Frank a handy under the table.
That is true. Look, Snail, back off, because you're just mashing it now. It's not...
For God's sakes, Gail.
Mom, I'm sexually active now. Get over it.
33 years old. You're supposed to be sexually active. You're not supposed to be fondling your uncle under a table.
Whoa, we're not blood related.
Tell him mouth we're drafting. Yeah, this is rock bottom for the Deshaun Watson thing, for your love for him. I didn't want this, but sometimes the cookie just crumbles. You know what? I think the main thing is we should not judge Dakota for his Deshaun Watson love.
I'm videotaping this for scientific research. This shit will be on the Discovery Channel.
Don't judge me, monkey.
And you know what? You might have the last laugh, man. I think Shedeur Sanders is bad. I just think he's more likely to start. Let's go to my team here. 2 quarterbacks. Shedeur got taken from me. Caleb Williams and Dak Prescott. We have Hampton, Love, Tracy, Brooks, Tank Bigsby, Kamani Vidal, Devonta Smith, Terry McLaurin, Roma Dunze, Parker Washington, Rashid Shaheed, Jalen McMillan, Ryan Flournoy, to pair up with said Dak Prescott, Tank Dell, and Skylar Bell, the Dell and Bell. And sounds like a phone company. And Colson Loveland, Kyle Pitts, Michael Mayer. So with Caleb, we have Roma Dunze and Colson Loveland. With Dak, we only have Ryan Flournoy. So pretty lightly stacked team, unfortunately. Don't love that. The running backs, man, it's not great. I mean, Jeremiah Love's a question mark. Having 6 of them, maybe I should have taken 7 thinking about it, but I think Tracy's going to have some nice early season value, and Jonathan Brooks is one of my favorite players to draft. Tank Bigsby is just a lottery ticket, and Kamani Vidal is going to be on the field. And then 9 of these guys. I do love the tight end room. What do you think? This is a weird team. 2 quarterbacks only, but you go quarterback. You're kind of able to just go 2 quarterbacks, right? The upside of this team is not that great. This is not a winner, I would say that, but there's enough stacking here to do some damage. This team hinges on Jeremiah Love, unfortunately, which I don't like to hinge on because I just don't like. I think late in the season he'll be great. Early on, though, I'm going to see a lot of 13 to 15 touch games, which is just not what you want for a top 12 running back. And I don't like Parker Washington, but I had to do it. But Shaheed and McMillan, I do love for just 3 or 4 weeks getting deep touchdowns. So Dakota says your team is better B-. What do you got, Jake, MVP, whoever's in here? Give me a grade and give Dakota's team a grade if you did not already. And we're going to hop in another one of these guys if anyone else wants to draft. I'm sure Dakota wants to draft again. He's super excited to draft Deshaun Watson. And then, Jake, if you want to hop in this one, we will try to time it up so we all get in this one. A couple B-. That's fair. That's fair. The wide receiver room is kind of weak. I will say that. I do have 9 of them, though, so. What are you eating, Jake? Pizza, I hope? If you say pizza, we are fucking twins, dude. I think the Tank Dell pick is my least favorite pick. It didn't make any sense. I should have taken another running back, or I could have taken Jake Tunges, which I'm trying to think. I think I like Tunges more than Michael Mayer, but okay, you had pizza yesterday. I'll give you a pass there because pizza needs to be had at least once a week. Okay, I think I'll settle with a B-. I didn't love this team, but definitely the build's okay. Jake, you going to hop in this one? It was at 4. Let's wait a minute. Let's wait a couple minutes, and then we'll hop in. Again, guys, tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Central, me and Mike Storey breaking down all the wide receiver landing spots. They're going to go through like 20 to 25 receivers, highlight some really late guys that we think are going to make an impact. Also, shout out to Mouth and Downtown Sports. If you did not see that show on Tuesday, and what's funny is I was followed up by Noah Eagle, it's Ian Eagle's son, who he has on his show quite a bit. And I told him on the show, I was like, I feel bad for Noah, man. He's got to follow up this performance. I gave a great performance, laid down some great ball knowledge that you guys have all kind of heard my takes on a lot of these players. Went in with no notes. I just went in with my list. And when you've been talking about these guys, it was essentially rookies, rookie swing players, good or bad, that can affect fantasy this year. When you've been talking about these players as much as I have with all the guests I have in the show, you don't need notes, guys. We don't need notes, right? Notes are for suckers. Oh, God. Somehow Noah was more attractive on the stream than Rob. And if you don't get that joke, Noah was not on camera. So I'm a net negative. So I'm a 4 then, because a 5 is average. And I have this nasty stash right here. So that's probably why. Dakota, when you join again, let us know how many are in there so we can get all these people, because I don't want to be the one that joined it, unfortunately, and then you guys have to watch this stream just me drafting by myself. Take one for the team, Dakota, and in like a minute, maybe, hop in. We'll go and get in the lobby here. I don't want to do the big dog. It's the field general. 8 more. We're hopping in, boys. Hop on in. And let's see. Whoops. 5 more to start. Sorry, a little distracted right now. Be back in 1 second. Here we go. Yeah, we're all in, man. MVP, if you are in here, hop on in. Mouth is in here. He says, surprise. Here we go. Here we go. Shout out, Mouth. We were just talking about the program on Tuesday, Mouth, and Noah Eagle on Wednesday. Gentlemen, if you are not already checking out their show, there it is, Downtown Sports, where sports comes home. Come home. That's the place to be outside of our Discord. That's the those are the two places to be. So 24 platforms, also on YouTube. Just search Downtown Sports, and you'll see my pretty mug on the second most recent episode. Really good time, some really good ball talk. Appreciate you. Noah was this morning. Okay. I don't know when you guys record. Jesus. It came out today. Usually it comes out the day after. Don't judge me, monkey. I'm not calling you a monkey. It's a reference to that sounded bad. If your name was Jamal, that would be a lot worse if I said that. Zinger. That was a reference to Grandma's Boy. All-time epic movie. If you've not seen it, go check that out. Anyway, Downtown Sports, link in the description, gentlemen. Go give that a look. As well, if you're interested in hopping in the community, I'm pretty sure it's just all community members in here right now. Mouth has 4. I have 11 again. That's just the same pick I had. We have Jake at 7, Dakota at 5, Mouth at 4. All right, so I am on my own over here. I'm on an island, boys. I love this. I love this. What's tomorrow's show's topic? Well, it is rookie landing spots. We're finishing up that segment with wide receivers. We're deep diving in all the rookie wide receivers. Me and Mike Storey chatting about them. Good spots, bad spots, upside, also the effect it might have on other players on said roster. It's going to be a pretty deep show. Looking forward to it. I haven't seen Storey in about a week, and we love having Storey. Wally's just loves Storey so much. He just, Storey oozes talent.
It's years away, don't care. Jesus Christ. You ooze talent.
All right, here we go. Draft number 2. Pretty standard stuff here. Maybe I'll try something different than I did. I don't want to have the same exact team, right? Sometimes Jalen Hurts will fall, but I don't know if I like that. I just put out a short today about how Jalen Hurts sucks ass. That's real life, not somebody. He's awesome in fantasy, as we all know. Just checking on the Laker game here. Jesus, LeBron, 2 rebounds, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. How is that possible? All right. No biggie. Austin Reeves showed up, that's for sure. Finally. And we're going to get Jamar Chase. Hey, buddy. Hey, you. How you doing, Jamar? We'll take a naked Jamar Chase. And I think we need one quarterback here. Probably Dak. Yeah, it's going to be Dak. All right. Not bad. Oh, Dakota's going to love this comment. LaFraud! He does look like KLC. My wife mentioned that even before the stream started when Storey would come over we used to pre-record all our pods. And she saw, obviously knew Storey before Kevin O'Connell. She got into football a couple years ago, and she knows Storey for longer. And she mentioned that he looks like Kevin O'Connell. Got that serious face, you know what I mean? Kevin O'Connell is known for that serious face. But, as you know, Wally, he's a very handsome man. There goes Mahomes. Jake loves taking Mahomes in the second round in these drafts. I think almost every draft I've seen him take Patrick Mahomes. Jackson darts. Purdy. Quarterback's going off pretty standard. All right, come on. CeeDee Lamb. He could fall back to me, right? He's only I have 11 picks. That is correct, Wally. He is 41.5. See, when you're really young, you use the half metric, right? Same if you have a small cock, you're like, I'm 3.5 inches. When you're getting old, and especially in sports terms, you got to say 41.5. So, yes, 41.5 is LeBron. So, I would say it's pretty crazy because he's one of the better players in the NBA playoffs this year, and that's saying a lot because it's not just that; it's the fact he's never missed a playoff game. I don't want to get into that. But you see, you saw Jason Tatum miss game 7. You've seen Anthony Edwards get dinged up. He missed games. Luka's still not playing. Joel Embiid's missing games. And that's par for the course for Joel Embiid. But what percentage do you think he's better than the whole league? I mean, he's not the best player in the league right now. That's not true. But he's one of them still, and at least he's playing like it. I don't think he is, and he can't maintain this, right? That's why he takes series off, defensive assignments off, and games off. All right, we need a running back, don't we, gentlemen? We have Marion Hampton sitting on the board. We have Malik Neighbors sitting on the board. We have Brock Bowers sitting on the board. We have Matt Stafford still on the board, gentlemen. Oh, and he takes Jared Goff. So we're going to go ahead and take Matt Stafford here. That's a nice fucking find. And I will take the best available running back, or I'll take Malik Neighbors. Can't take Neighbors. No, I'm going to take... do I take George Pickens? Let's reach on George Pickens to get a stack with Dak. Sometimes you got to do it. Don't like it? Sometimes you got to do it. Stack up the running backs later. It hurts my soul. Wally, Hampton, Jacobs, A-Chain on drafting. I would rank it A-Chain, Hampton, Jacobs. Hampton, Jacobs, yeah, that's how I do it. Full PPR, it's A-Chain for sure. When we start getting to half PPR, though, we really have to lower Devin A-Chain. Like, I know it doesn't seem like a big deal to lose a half point per reception, but his value is going to strictly come on having 80 to 90 to 100 receptions. And what's Devin A-Chain's touchdown ceiling with Malik Willis taking some rushing touchdowns away from him? And we don't know. Ollie Gordon was taking some goal line carries last year. Devin A-Chain's not scoring more than 10 touchdowns this year. So, I mean, I would say in half PPR, I would almost rank it Hampton, Jacobs, A-Chain. Like, they're all really close. Oh, Neighbors sniped right before mouth. You had to do it. I was going to take him at pick 38. Brock Bowers fell. Wow. So there's some falling here. Quarterbacks are getting pillaged right now. All right. Breece Hall at 49. Wally, half PPR.
Your hands are what makes it possible. Your shoulder pads are hard and stiff. Your hands are tender and they can move and caress the ball. that's kind of gay, but hey.
I really host a good program around here. I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm drafting, I'm talking, I'm reading comments, I'm playing clips, I'm drinking beer. I might be tugging one out down here. You don't know. I'm doing a lot of things. But I used to love half PPR. Standard. Now, standard is very gay, right? Standard is gay. Half is kind of gay. I prefer PPR because touchdowns are hard to predict. Give me volume. I can predict volume, hence why I do prefer playing. Ooh, some value here. Also, some value to be had here. So we need to go ahead and take. Let's take Bucky Irving. I hate it. I absolutely hate this, but shooting for a little ceiling here with Bucky, and then I'll either get Cam Scatterbo or David Montgomery. And we're going to go ahead and take Mr. David Montgomery, one of my favorite players to draft this year. I was thinking about David Montgomery, and I feel like his floor is 40 receptions, which is, if you say it's healthy, his floor is 10 rushing touchdowns. Like, that's where we're getting him is just free. It makes no sense. Are people worried about Woody Marks? Woody Marks can't even stay healthy. And Woody Marks is just a guy. And I like drafting Woody Marks as well for his price point. But David Montgomery, RB21, RB22 is the steal of steals, guys. I just cannot wait to go and have some of these drafts. And I like to go early running back, especially when they've been staying healthier recently. But I play a lot of full PPR, two running back, 3 receivers, and a flex. And my old strategy was always wide receiver, and then go 0 RB, which is harder to do now. But if I want to go 1 running back and 2 wide receivers to start, I want to take a Joe Burrow or something, or maybe take Brock Bowers. I am so cool with taking, David Montgomery in the 5th round as my RB2 or even RB1 if I want to get real cute and take 3 receivers. I am super, super thrilled to have David Montgomery, who's going to be such a nice floor option that I think actually has giant upside. Dakota, yes, Higgins made it back to him. Is that real? That's pretty nice right there, brother. Kyler Murray and Joe Burrow, that's pretty sexy. He's got a good team. I'm trying not to look at Mouse team because I like to go in blind with these. Wally, mostly 12 teams. I think we'll do a Superflex 10 team, a really deep Superflex. So I want to kind of clone my home league that I have. It's a 10-team Superflex, but it's 2 tight ends too. So it's Superflex, 3 wide receivers, 2 a flex and a Superflex, and two starting tight ends. So it gets real wacky, man, because you think, in a 10-man league with 1 tight ends position, you can just wait forever. But when you have to start 20 now, every team starting 20, really, really makes it exciting. So we have a pretty balanced roster here, guys. And yes, Luke is on top of the board there. My boy Devontae Adams paired with Matthew Stafford. That's what I like to see. That is what I like to see. And this could be a spot for Jadarian Price. Now, I hate the man. I have been ripping on him. There we go. He goes. Good. I don't have to take him. Thank God. I don't want to take him. I think we take Jalen Waddle here. Tyler Warren could be an option, but I don't. We're going to keep on taking shots at some big play merchants here. And make up running back later. I'm really liking the start of this draft, though. It's awesome. There's 4 of us in here, and I'm all on an island by myself, man. There's no one within 5 picks of me. This is fucking lovely. Lovely stuff, man. I want this all the time. Which sucked. Last draft we just did before this, it was just me and Dakota, and I had 11. He had 12. Like, go fucking figure. Shador Sanders at 88. Yick, dude. Buzz your girlfriend. Woof. What in the hell is this guy thinking? That is just... God, that's disgusting.
I brought a little bottle of spermicidal lube, too. And 1 little bottle of spermicidal lube? Yeah, 1 little bottle of spermicidal lube. Evan, that's psycho shit, man. It's not. It's like Charles Manson shit. What do you think, Becca's gonna be psyched that you brought a bottle of lube? Oh, Evan, thank you for bringing that lube for my pussy. I never would have been able to handle your fucking 4-inch dick inside my pussy without that gigantic bottle of lube.
What a clip. You know what? Rip Jonah Hill. I know he's still alive, but I mean, the Jonah Hill we came to know and love is essentially gone. So rip to Jonah Hill and, gain some weight again, Jonah. Stop dyeing your hair and looking like a weirdo. Wally, Tyson or Odunze? I'm an Odunze guy. Not so much like I haven't been, but the price point, he's just so cheap right now. And I think we're all forgetting Odunze was on pace for something like 15 touchdowns and 1,300 yards last year before the stress fracture occurred. And then he played through the injury and it was bad. And then he came back and was hurt and missed some games. And then Colson Loveland emerged. So as much as it's a Luther Burden thing. Luther Burden's hype is just depressing Odunze's value. But give me Rome Odunze. I almost want Rome Odunze over Luther Burden. If I did 10 drafts, and the thing is, Odunze goes 10 picks after Luther Burden, no such thing as ADP. I don't have to care about that. I would probably take him 6 Odunze, 4 Luther Burden. So, and the fact he's going essentially a whole round after Luther Burden tells you all you need to know. I'm an Odunze guy. Especially in this format, this is half PPR, but in full PPR, same. There goes Blake Corum. You son of a bitch. I could never get him, could I? Nope, never. Could never have him. No way. No way, no how. We're going to go ahead and take RJ Harvey because this motherfucker just took Kyle Monangai. Now I have 2 Broncos, which I'm not thrilled about. And then we're going to get Kyle Pitts again. I would have really liked Sam Laporta. Couldn't risk losing the running back. This is actually working out okay, though. This is working out okay. It's okay, Jake. I actually been taking Blake Corum a lot in these Superflex drafts that you haven't been doing, so I want to diversify a little bit. Would have been really nice. Although, is it like I think I want Blake Corum over RJ Harvey, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you just took him earlier, so everyone in the chat, let me know. Who do you want in a half PPR in this best ball format? RJ Harvey or Blake Corum? Because I don't know if there's a world that RJ Harvey's actually the lead back there. It's going to take almost 2 injuries because if when J.K. Dobbins gets hurt, it's going to be, there goes Deshaun Watson. Oh my God. Well, he already has 2 quarterbacks. Dakota was going to have a heart attack. If and when J.K. Dobbins gets hurt, it's going to be Jonah Coleman having the early down stuff probably, and then RJ Harvey having the passing down stuff. And if Jonah Coleman gets hurt, it's still going to be it's still going to be J.K. Dobbins with the early down stuff. So what do you guys think in the chat? Who are you taking? Blake Corum in this best ball format, Blake Corum, or are you taking RJ Harvey? It's really close for me. I feel like RJ Harvey's price has just gotten too cheap. It's just gotten too cheap. I don't even like RJ Harvey, but it's going to be interesting draft grades here, gentlemen. Looking forward to it. A through F. We'll do draft grades after this, and all of the gentlemen drafting in this draft with us, all of the community members. There's 4 of them. Wally says Corum. JV took both Cleveland quarterbacks. Bold strategy, Cotton. Dakota, who do you like, Corum or RJ Harvey? We have 1 vote for Corum so far. I'm not taking a vote here. I think it's really close. I think my vote would be for Corum just because I want to play to win. I want to play for upside. And Blake Corum has league-winning upside where RJ Harvey doesn't. Kenneth Gainwell. So we have 2 stacks with both quarterbacks. Good tight end. I'm a little short at running back here. But there's some good options. There's 2 good options here. Who's the guy next to me? He has 3 quarterbacks. He should not take one, right? So this guy has Mahomes and Daniels. He takes Woody Marks. Of course, Jake takes Woody Marks. Mark's in here. I think Harvey takes a step forward this year. You're not worried about Jonah Coleman being drafted there because that is kind of the concern. And then we're going to get Tyrone Tracy. Wheels fucking up, boys. Wheels fucking up. And we're going to get Michael Penix. Or do we take Tua here? I've been taking Penix over Tua. This is a tough one. This guy's not taken. I get my pick of the litter here. ADP on Tua is so much lower. I'm going to go ahead and take Tua. This team's coming together. It's coming together, boys. It's a hot team. Hot squad. I just can't fuck this up at the end. I can't get distracted. So everyone's saying Corum. Mark's obviously saying Harvey, but we have a lot of Corum action in here. We all love Blake Corum. That's probably the reason I can't get him very often. Sons of bitches. There goes Michael Penix with the very next pick. He already had 3 quarterbacks. Wild. Takes a 4th quarterback. I can't say I endorse that. I can't endorse that one. Nope. Can't do it. That's bad.
This is bad. We got to definitely write a song about how we do not diddle kids. Do not diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids.
There is no quicker way for people to think that you are diddling kids than by writing a song about.
Very accurate statement by Mac. Don't be singing about diddling kids. All right. Khalil Shakir in the 13th round and Worthy in the 12th round. Super nice right there from the guy that has the first pick. Kind of like what he's doing here. We'll go through. When we do my fan tracks, my $250 leagues, we grade every team. Those are a little slower because I usually have to wait an hour or two for the next one. We grade every team and talk some shit. Don't really have time to do that in best ball. Yes, Wally, Jawan Jennings is now on Minnesota, and we had kind of a debate in the Discord about that. I think it's very blah all around. I think it's a better real-life move than it is fantasy move. I'm going to like the value that you can get on Jordan Addison now. And need I say maybe TJ Hawkinson, who's already been forgotten. But Jawan Jennings is just he's not a needle move. He's not going to affect. He's not a target earner. You know, he's just never been that guy. There goes Chickaconquo, Kincaid. It's getting awfully gross here, gentlemen, and I need wide receiver help. So we're going to go ahead and take Wan'Dale Robinson, who just seems like a very, very, very boring pick. But I need... I'm going to take... my first share of TJ Hawkinson. It's the first one. And there goes Jawan Jennings. Denzel Boston to pair with both of his quarterbacks. Why did he take Shedeur Sanders at 88? So this dude took Bryce Young, Geno Smith. You know what? It's not a bit. His early players are Puka, JSN, Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs. I feel like his team isn't good enough. Like, you think his team would be better with waiting at quarterback, with that quarterback room. Chuba Hubbard is his 3. His third receiver is Josh Downs, Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston. So he is all in on Cleveland. And, you know, as high as I am on Cleveland in a way, I am not that high. You're not going to go all in on Cleveland. That is just not. It's a losing strategy. They have a great defense, and it's just not going to be. It'll be better, but it's not going to be great. No, thank you. We like to go all in on top 10 offenses, guys. That's how you win money. Wally's a word that no one's ever said. I'm going to miss Naylor. He's kind of an unsung hero, dude, but he's replaceable. And I would say that if Jawan Jennings is healthy, last year he played with a bunch of injuries. Jawan Jennings is a better player than Naylor. Naylor just never moved the needle, man. Now, that being said, I love the spot for Naylor, right? Like, there is just targets to be had there. It's Trey Tucker, it's Jack Besh, it's Dante Thornton. There's not a lot there. So it's going to be a lot of heavy personnel, though, but I think Jalen Naylor is I can promise you he's going to be on the field in 2 wide receiver sets. It's all we want for our wide receivers. So it's a nice price there. It's all about the quarterback play, right? Now, if Kirk Cousins is there, I don't like it. If Mendoza's there, I would like Jalen Naylor. And it will be Mendoza probably after week 4, week 5. I think Mendoza might start the year. I think I'm kind of an island. I think everyone's saying that it's Kirk Cousins. like Kirk Cousins to start the year? I don't think so. Sorry, Dakota. I am really warming on TJ Hawkinson. Really warming on him. I'm saving that information for a show. It's just more of a feeling, but it seems really gross. It's really gross. Dakota's getting sniped now. I'm sorry. I did mention that you had Kyler, but that was not in my thought process. Sorry. Not like Jake, who takes all of the players that I love on purpose. I'm just fucking with you, dude. Some players here. There are some players here. And a couple guys I really love to finish out this running back room. We're going to put these two guys, my two favorite players to draft. And I might be able to get one of them for sure. Dakota's now timed out on back-to-back picks. The sky is falling. The sky is falling in Pennsylvania. And this guy takes Dylan Sampson. You know what? F yourself in the ass, bitch. That's okay. That's okay. We didn't need it. Because we have options here. We have options here. So I need a Rams tight end. So I can't take. I have Kyle Pitts. I have to take a receiver. And who the quarterbacks again? Dak, Stafford, and Tua. Someone took fucking Flournoy. Fuck. We do have one stack with every quarterback so far. And this could be a 4. Man, the Rams tight end room is such a mess. Like, I don't want to take two of them. Like, I'll take one of them. I'll take a shot on one of them, but what's the point? Like, can any of them even have a breakout game? Like, the only way they do it is they catch 2 touchdowns. That's literally the only way that they do it, because they're going to be spreading the ball around to everyone that's not Puka and Devontae Adams. Super messy there. If Max Clare plays this year, like plays an actual role, this is just hell, man. They got to release Davis Allen for sure, and probably Tyler Higbee. If they do that and they roll with 3 tight ends, I'm in. I'm in on all these guys for the injury upside. There goes Pat Freiermuth. Nice pick there, buddy. It's a really nice pick. That's better than my TJ Hawkinson pick. All around, well, he's a souped up Kirk Cousins. But let's not forget, Kirk Cousins is a rookie, as a young, let's say first 5 years of his career. Kirk Cousins was fucking athletic, man. Like, not super athletic, not Andrew Luck athletic, but he could move. Super competitive. That is Kirk Cousins. That's the comp right there. Piece of lemon. A piece of candy.
Jeez, Peter, you're more excited than Adrian Peterson at an arboretum.
Daddy, what kind of tree is that?
Man, I want to beat you with so many things around here.
Shout out, Family Guy. 4 more rounds, gentlemen. 4 more rounds. Do some draft grades after this. And again, one more time, reminder, me and Mike Storey tomorrow, 10 p.m. Central. Wide receiver landing spots. Big Ray joining us on Saturday night for Open Bar. Going to be a great time. Dakota, when are you coming to Chicago? Isn't that this weekend you said you're coming to Chicago? Tomorrow or some shit? Probably won't see Dakota around for a while. A lot of fun stuff. Nightlife is great in Chicago, man. You'll have a good time. Just don't get shot. I'm just kidding, man. Crime's not that bad. Of course, I say that living in the suburbs, but Katron Allen, that seems a little adventurous, but he has. Nope, I thought he had. Who are we looking at here? Gunnar Helm's available. Seems like a nice pick. And that's the Kamani Vidal pick. You know it's gonna happen. Blake Corum, Woody Marks, Kamani Vidal in every draft. Jake, you love it. That's fine, man. I don't need a running back. I'm good, but I do like the pick. If this guy takes, he took Ferguson. This son of a bitch. This son of a bitch. You fuck. You fucker. I'll just take Jake Tunges, I guess. What the fuck, man? I'm going single stack with all of my guys. And the running backs are just gone after this. My running back room good enough? I don't know if my running back room is good enough. But I need another receiver, and the receivers are definitely not shit. There goes... The fact that Jaden Blue just went makes me have to take Ray Davis right here. I absolutely have to. Why did this guy take Jaden Blue? What are you doing, bro? 24 picks ahead of ADP. He takes Jaden Blue. That was the guy I was going to take with the 228. And once that happened, I had to take Ray Davis. Why? Why? Oh, why? Oh, next Saturday till Tuesday. Crosstown rivalry Saturday night with Work Vendor. Hey-o. Dakota's a very successful salesman. From what I hear. I wonder how he seals those deals. Sorry. You can think of that as you will. I don't know what it means, but maybe he's a smooth talker. Doing something with his mouth for sure. I only do it because I know Dakota can he can handle it. 7 inches. Is that what he said? Oh, so he feels like he's 7 inches. That might scare some people away, man. Braylon Allen, nice pick. Oh, yeah, you're 8. We know you're 8, dude. It's all good. You know, sometimes being that big isn't it's kind of a curse. You know, I'm not saying I know this from experience, but I've talked to women before about this. And you just can't do as much, you know. Positions are off limits, certain orifices are off limits, and you can't do as many rounds, right? They're gonna get sore. Unless you're with a real freak. Kayshon Boutte, I picked 215. Wild stuff. The fucking fact he's fallen this far. Would have loved it. I would have definitely loved that pick for my team. I didn't think he'd fall back to me. It's fine. I'll get somebody else. And up in 8 picks. Let's see. So a lot of dudes I like here. A lot of good gentlemen here. Ooh. See a guy I like. Colby Parkinson still available. All right. That's the way to put it. The gift and the curse. Why are you getting timed out? Set your cue, Dakota, or don't draft on the phone that you're chatting with. You know, do it on a computer or on whatever else. I don't know. There goes Kirk, Tank Dell. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Elijah Surratt is still available. That is my target here, as well as Colby Parkinson. I would take either of these gentlemen. There's no way this guy's taking Colby Parkinson. He has 4 tight ends, right? There's no way he should take a fucking 5th tight end. I really hope not. So, fuck yes, dude. Elijah Surratt. And then we're going to pound out a 4th tight end here, I think. Running back room is fine. Wide receiver room is fine. Jalen Waddle is my 4. Absolutely dig that. Wandale, Trey Tucker, Surratt. So we're going to pair up one more tight end with Matt Stafford, I think. What's the other option here? I don't think I have one, so we're going to do that. He could be flexed. I don't hate it. Don't love it either. There goes Chris Brooks. You know, I was thinking about it. One of these guys, we need to pay attention to whoever it is, mostly for redraft. Like, they're not rolling with Chris Brooks as their number 2. So this guy, it sounds good. JV, it's a good idea. It's Trey Benson, if it's James Conner, if it's one of these casualties, these camp casualties, is going to go to the Packers, right? They need something. They can't go into the season. Josh Jacobs is not staying healthy these days. He's getting up there in age. And also, you can't give him a million touches anymore. They got to keep him healthy. They're a playoff team, right? They have Super Bowl aspirations. You can't run Josh Jacobs into the ground. And Chris Brooks is a scat back. Losing Emmanuel Wilson is a big loss. Great find for Seattle. Big loss for the Packers. So they have to definitely pick up one of these guys. Trey Benson would be a great spot there because Trey Benson's a pretty good pass catcher. And you're buying low on a guy. All right, gentlemen, we got draft grades coming in here. Let's start. Want to start with my team? Let's start all the way at the back here, and we'll move all the way forward to get to Mouth, Dakota, and Jake. So we have Dak Prescott, Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford, 6 picks after ADP. Lovely. Look at Tua, 40 picks after ADP. Dak, Stafford, and Tua. Bucky, Montgomery, RJ Harvey, Tyron Tracy, Nick Singleton, and Ray Davis. Not a sexy room. Pickens, Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, Wan'Dale Robinson, Trey Tucker, and Elijah Surratt. With Kyle Pitts, TJ Hawkinson, Jake Tunges, and Colby Parkinson. I don't know why I have 4 tight ends, but I think I wanted a double stack. So the stacks I have: Dak with George Pickens, Matt Stafford with Devontae Adams, Tua with Kyle Pitts, and then Colby Parkinson also paired up with Matt Stafford. So light stacking, but at least I have 1 with every quarterback, 2 with Matt Stafford. At least something. I didn't go overboard on that, but I do like the receiver room. Waddle was my 4, allowed me to kind of go light the rest of the way. Considering I can get away with only starting 2. But I'm going to have to probably start 3 with this because RJ Harvey is my RB3. And David Montgomery, Bucky Irving is not a good RB1. Not great. I do like Tracy. Tracy and Singleton are my guys. Whether you like them or not, it's up to you. I do like Ray Davis as a flyer. So it's a pretty well-constructed team. Weird to take 4 tight ends, but the fact that I have every quarterback stacked and I only reached for George Pickens is my only reach really of the draft. So I don't know. I think this is a pretty good team. What did you guys grade for this team? I'll go through it one more time. The nice thing is Tua is a luxury pick there. I don't need him. I think it might be split, right? If they don't have a great record, they're going to split the time between him and Penix. Probably Tua to start, and then maybe they bring Penix in week 9. But that's fine. I don't need it. The running back room is the issue. If you're not liking these running backs, I'm not a big Bucky fan. I do love David Montgomery. And the rest of the guys are just kind of bleh. Tracy should get some work. And then the 4 tight ends. Tunges will give me some work there. A- from Mouth. Ooh, I'm getting some rave reviews here. That makes me very, very happy, gentlemen. I like rave reviews. This was better than the first team for sure. Could have taken a 7th running back, honestly, instead of that 4 tight end, but I didn't see the points. All right, we're going to get to B- from Dakota. What was your weakest part, Dakota, since you're going against the grain from the other graders? What was your weakest aspect of this team? Is it the running backs that you hate? Because it can't be the tight ends because there are 4 of them. I feel like the wide receivers are pretty solid. The back end aren't the best, but I'm a big Surratt guy. So it's got to be the running backs. Is that my take? It's an anti-running back take. Let's go over to Jake's squad here. 4 tight end. Otherwise, I'd go B. Yeah, I just didn't think there was anything else on the board, and I just took it for the stack, really. It was kind of a throwaway pick in round 20. We have Jaden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes, and Justin Fields. This is very, very savvy from Jake, and I see a lot of people taking Justin Fields. But when you have Patrick Mahomes, it makes a lot of sense because Justin Fields is going to ball the fuck out whenever he plays. Show me another RB. There are gross running backs there, though. So I love this backup here. This is a perfect spot. Love it. Love the quarterback room. Kenneth Walker, Ramondre Stevenson, Blake Corum, Woody Marks, Emmanuel Wilson, Kamani Vidal, and Ollie Gordon. I always grade Jake's teams pretty highly, except for when he fucks up the build, because we like a lot of the same players. Pretty solid running back room. Rashee Rice, Nico Collins, Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore, Ricky Pearsall, Calvin Ridley, Don Tavian Wicks with George Kittle, Dalton Kincaid, and Greg Dulcich. So I'm going to just start here. The tight end room is very frail and fragile because Kittle's might not play till week 7. Dalton Kincaid is the tight end version of Todd Gurley right now. But Greg Dulcich, this is a team that could have used 4 tight ends, right? When you take Kittle, that's usually I do take 4 tight ends. When I take Kittle, Tunges, and then 2 middle guys. But if this hits, if Kincaid starts the year healthy, which he should and can produce, and just buy you some time to get Kittle back, this works. It's just that's my one gripe. This is why I think this is a really good team. If I'm griping on that, yeah. Back end receiver room ain't great, but I feel like Terry McLaurin's your 3, DJ Moore is your 4 is fine with Ricky P. And then Ridley and Wicks will be involved. So I like the receiver room. You are got Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin. You have Patty Mahomes / Justin Fields with Kenneth Walker and Rashee Rice. So I'm digging the stacks there. It's not super stacked, but this is a good team, man. This is a B+ team for me. Ollie Gordon thrown in there. I think you could have gone without Ollie Gordon. This could have been fine for 6 running back build because we love Vidal. Wilson's fine. We love Woody Marks and Blake Corum. But I guess you're maybe missing out on RB2 punch with Stevenson as your 2. So I don't hate that. Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm not going to even punish you for that. So this is a B+ team for me. What do you guys have? Dakota says B. Very, very good team. I'm anxious to see Mouse team. I actively don't look at Mouse team when he's drafting so I can go over it and just react to it in real time for you guys. Trying to look at anyone's team, but definitely not Mouse. Talk through it, figure it out. B+, B. So this is a good team. Jake, what do you have a grade for yourself on this squad? And what's your one mistake? What would you change if you could? I'm going to move on here. I'll glaze through it real quick. Tight end room is my only gripe, and it's not the talent of the players. It's, what if Miami were to sign David Njoku? That means Dulcich is nothing, right? Yeah, if you had Tunges instead of Dulcich, this team is bonkers. Like, bonkers. And the only worry is Greg Dulcich. But if they don't sign David Njoku, which why would they? Because they're going to lose. They want to lose this year. So yeah, I think this could have been a 4 tight end team. But who are you going to take off? Wicks, you need 7 receivers. Probably Ollie Gordon. You probably should have not taken Ollie Gordon, taken a 4 tight end. But again, that's why it's not an A+. Good team though, very good team as usual. Jake knows his fucking shit. We have Dakota's team. Can't wait to shit all over this squad. Just kidding, bro. Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray, and Kirk Cousins at quarterback. Genty, Kyron, Jonathan Brooks, Jonah Coleman, Braylon Allen, and Caleb Johnson. Neighbors, T. Higgins, Mike Evans, Marvin Harrison, Brian Thomas, Addison, and Zachariah Branch. Whoa. That's what they call a bukkake crew right there, man. That just comes all over your face. Brian Thomas as your 5 with Addison as your 6. And this is a smart move, man. This 4 tight end. I love this build. It was likely Gesicki. Oh, really early on Gesicki, but you have Joe Burrow, I suppose, Pat Freiermuth, and David Njoku. So the running backs are clearly the issue here. That would be an issue because I love Jonathan Brooks, but as a 3, I don't love it. I wish you had Blake Corum in this team. Jake is hard as fuck from Dakota's wide receiver room. Dude, I already came. It's Marvin. If it was just Marvin and then it was Bums, it'd be, this is almost too good, but you know what? You can never have enough. And these are big play guys, right? Brian Thomas going to have his inconsistent weeks, but boom weeks. Marvin Harrison catches a lot of touchdowns. Mike Evans catches a lot of touchdowns. Jordan Addison is a huge touchdown merchant throughout his career. He averages 8 touchdowns a year, right? 10, 9, and 3 last year. But we're not going to count last year because that was J.J. McCarthy and Max Brosner. So, yeah, essentially like 7.5 for his career counting last year. So this is – whoops, my bad. This is a great team. I guess running back is the biggest. But the wide receivers are so good, you're never starting more than 2 running backs. You're never flexing a running back in this situation. So – I think Brooks and Coleman will get some touchdowns. Braylon Allen, Caleb Johnson. This is a good team. This is another fucking good team. I want to look at the rest of the team that drafted with us because they all fucking got to suck because I think we all killed it. The tight end room sucks, but you have 4. That's the when you take 4. Like I had Kyle Pitts and I took 4. I probably didn't need to do that. You had Isaiah Likely as your 1. Makes a lot of sense here. Same grade, man. This is a B fucking plus. I almost want to say A-. Just because I love the quarterbacks. Love them. I'm not even going to count Kirk Cousins. This is a team that could have a 2 quarterback build. I like the running backs you took. I don't like the high-end stuff, but it doesn't matter. Look at your fucking wide receivers. And Pat Freiermuth is a great pick there. And Njoku, if he signs with the Ravens, for instance, wowzers. Contingent on that, but Njoku will still be fine wherever he goes. He'll beat his ADP even if he goes as a tight end 2 somewhere. So great team. What do you guys have for a grade? I'm giving this one a B+ to an A-. This is a great team. So I'm anxious to see Mouse team because we all have B+ grades essentially. So I am curious if he can stack up because this is awesome. A- from Mouth. I'm surprised Dakota didn't take Corum. That was the thing. Who did he took instead of Corum? He took Marvin Harrison. Would be my guess. Jake says B+ for Dakota, maybe A-. Well, let's talk this out real quick. If he had taken Blake Corum with what we know about his wide receiver room later, and this is all hindsight, but if it was the Marvin Harrison pick, I would definitely prefer this. Like, I feel like you didn't need Marvin Harrison. If you had taken Blake Corum, right? If your third was Blake Corum, you just had the Rams backfield, and then Jonathan Brooks is your 4, and you could have not taken Caleb Johnson and taken another wide receiver later. You would have still had Neighbors, T. Higgins, Mike Evans, Brian Thomas, and Jordan Addison, right? So the value was there. I mean, you took Marvin Harrison a little early, I guess. Not for me. I think that's still great value. But knowing that you could get Brian Thomas later and Jordan Addison, I think if you had taken Blake Corum, I would have graded this team higher. Because you didn't need Marvin Harrison. I know at the time, and don't get me wrong, I love Marvin Harrison, but I think that's one of these things we need to learn from, right? Where it's just like we all want to go back and change things back to the future style and what could have made this team elite. And we could be wrong discussing this, right? Like we don't know what these players are going to do. I'm just looking at a build perspective, and the safety of having both Rams running backs would have made this team super elite, but it wouldn't change the upside. The upside wouldn't really change too much, but the floor would be higher. So that's my only issue with this team is the running backs. If you have a running back injury, you'll be in for some trouble, but this is a hell of a team. Hell of a team. Mouse says you sniped Harrison from him. We're going to Mouse team here. Let's check it out. Little skinny on quarterback, but let's see how the rest of it show. Oh my God, this running back room. Holy shit. So Jackson Dart and Malik Willis. Bijan, Cam Scatterbo, Quinshawn Junkins, Kenneth Gainwell, and Katron Allen. Drake London, Carnell Tate, Chris Godwin, Romeo Doubs, Rashid Shaheed, Omar Cooper, Chris Bell, Adonai Mitchell, and Malachi Fields, Tucker Kraft, AJ Barner, and Theo Johnson. Man, this is a well-constructed team. The quarterbacks are a little sketch just based on Jackson Dart's health, his concussion issues and just how he plays. And Malik Willis is a rushing quarterback too. We've never seen him start a whole year. So that's my only worry, but I think this team could actually survive without a quarterback for a couple weeks. I would say Katron Allen, you should not have picked him. That was a awful pick because you don't need him. You have Kenneth Gainwell as your 5, Quinshawn Junkins as your 4, Cam as your 3. So there's just he's never going to crack your lineup. No way, no how. Now, you did have 9 receivers, but I mean, who would you have taken there? I don't know. Maybe a better receiver, maybe a better tight end than Theo Johnson, but you wanted that for the stack. So I understand most of these picks. I think that's the pick that is going to make this could be another awesome banger. Like the same thing I was saying about Dakota's team. So Mouse running backs are fucking insane, and Dakota's wide receivers were insane. So Kenneth Gainwell, I'm fine with. I think you could have gone with like 4 running backs in this team, honestly, like especially after Gainwell. Or you should have taken Gainwell. I think that's the pick. You should not have taken Gainwell. If you had just gone with Bijan, A-Chain, Scatterbo, Judkins, and then Katron Allen, if you like him, if you had just taken a receiver there at 124, Katron happened when Tua and Penix got taken. Yep. No, I get it. That would be my only gripe. Again, when I'm nitpicking one pick, that means I like the team, because usually I'm just like, the build sucks. What the fuck is this? Like, that is what took this team from like elite of the elites to just elite, which is still really good. What is your guys' grade for this team? I'm still trying to think this one out, but I want to grade it the same, dude. Just, you have 9 receivers. The receivers are weak. Like, Godwin's fine, not so great in best ball, but fine as a 3. Doubs, Shaheed, Omar Cooper, Chris Bell, and a lot of question marks there. I wish you had one more high-end guy, but you have 9 of them, and you're not going to start. You're going to start 2. 2 is all you need, because you're starting 3 of these running backs. I think most weeks you're starting 3 of these guys, especially with Kenneth Gainwell. So, yeah, I really think not taking Kenneth Gainwell and at pick 124, taking a wide receiver would have changed this to a borderline, like, the best team we had. It's up there. I'm giving this also a B+. These are all fucking really good builds, really good teams. We're getting really good at this. So B for Mouth, B+ if quarterbacks make it all year. I guess that's also maybe that's the thing. The running backs are so good. There is some risk game. And like you said, he got sniped from Penix and Tua. That was what would have made this team if you just had one of those guys as or even Shedeur Sanders, or need I say Deshaun Watson, right? A third guy on this team to give you a little bit of security. So this is an aggressive team. And Mouth plays the win, baby. He plays the win. That's what he does. And I appreciate that. This is probably the most balanced, like, best competition we've had in terms of all 4. Just for shits and giggles, guys, I want to go through and just look at a couple of these other teams and just because they have to be bad, right? Josh Allen, Brissett, Carson Beck, Mac Jones, Jeez 'em crepes. Whoa. 6 receivers. Garrett Wilson, Worthy. Why does he take 8 running backs here? I guess because they're all bad. Like, this is a pretty bad team. Why are you taking Mac Jones? Just roll with Josh Allen, Jacoby Brissett, and Carson Beck. That's fine. Don't take an extra. Why are you taking 6 wide receivers and only 2 tight ends? Really weird build here. Go to Vikes fan here. Lamar, Bo Nix, Daniel Jones. That's pretty sexy. ETN, Henderson, Jalen Warren, White, Spears, Emmett Johnson. Jake Ferguson and Kenyon Sadiq at tight end. Again, it's okay, I guess. I'm just kind of glazing through some of these. Richie, Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, Gibbs, Swift, Chris Rodriguez, JCM, Keaton Mitchell, Kalen Black. People love Keaton Mitchell, man. Higgins is a Reed as his 3. Higgins is his 4. Travis Hunter is his 5. You had Brian Thomas as your 5. Stribling, this guy has 9. Bowers and Schultz. Fournette about it. I like the quarterback room. Zach Charbonnet has a 3 here with Tyler Algier and Mike Washington. He should have taken Tank Bigsby. Dude, if you take Tank Bigsby here, now he's got some security. Does this guy have Daniel Jones? No. This team's got Alec Pierce and Tyler Warren and no Daniel Jones. Not a good team here. I don't like this team at all. This one, solid top 3 backs. Can I move on in this group? What do you mean, Dakota? What are you trying to say? Can I move on in this group? Oh, can you move on in this group? Yeah, I think we all did. The problem is there's 4 of us in here, and I think that the chances that one of us advance is like 90%. I think the chances that 2 of us advance is like 60%. Lad McConkey, Roma Dunze. This wide receiver room is ball sack, bro. Gatson and Mark Andrews. What in the world? He's got Herbert, I guess. He took Herbert at 17's fair. Pretty fucking bad. This team. Oh, this is the Browns team. Chris Brooks. All in on the Browns. This dude's got Harold Fannin, Concepcion, Denzel Boston, and both Browns quarterbacks. This guy took 4 quarterbacks: Caleb, Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff, and Michael Penix. Love Tootin Manunga. I love his running back room. But this wide receiver group is just balls, bro. Brown, Burden, Parker Washington, Quentin Johnson, Juwan Jennings. Yeah, there's not a lot of good teams. Let's see the last one. Think again. I think I like this guy's team. Oh, FYI, if Hunter drops ADP plus, I'll take him. All underdog teams have a chance to change to IDP. Found that out yesterday, researching the platform. What do you mean change the IDP, Mouth? Are you saying that they're going to award points for tackles? I mean, again, I don't know how valuable that is to be like half point a tackle or maybe 1 for a solo tackle. Can you clarify that for me? Thank you, Mouth, by the way. Downtown Sports Boys. I did like this team when I was watching him draft next to me. Jalen Hurts, Tyler Shuck, Aaron Rodgers, Taylor, Amarian Hampton, Jadarian Price, and Jaden Blue. Like, this dude is rolling in here with 4 running backs, though. And Jaden Blue doesn't count. So he's running there with 3 running backs, and Jadarian Price is risky. What a weird team this guy drafted. Can you clarify that for us, Mouth? Yeah, I'm not a fan of what I'm looking at here from Think Again. Pretty weird stuff here. Like, what kind of running back room is that? Like, what are you doing, bro? You ideally want to start a running back in your flex in this. I know you want to pair up your guys. Does he even have any stacks? Yeah, actually, he has a lot of stacks. That's good. Will they do that, though, is the question, and defensive points allowed. Are you saying tackles? Because it just doesn't make any sense, because who gets tackles, like outside of an interception? Like, that just seems like it's hard to track. And those are also like really weird because there's a lot of stat corrections on tackles. So I don't know why they'd bring that in there. I haven't heard anything about that at all. All right, gentlemen, get a couple comments in. And tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Central with Mr. Mike Storey. Looking forward to that show, as well as Big Ray on Saturday. That's going to be a good time. We'll probably draft the team on Saturday, me and Big Ray. He's got his Underdog up and going. So his first draft did not go well. He had a hard time multitasking. I was giving him a hard time because he's not even he's a guest in the show, so he's not managing the chat or the clips or anything like that. And he was getting auto drafted because he was overwhelmed. It was also his first Underdog draft, so I'll give him a little pass. But you got to multitask. Women would be great at this. They're great at multitasking. Men, not so much. Jake says one of us will win this league. I think so. And I also think we all drafted pretty good for longevity, right? We all stacked. None of us had like light on stacks. We all had at least 3 or 4 stacks. So I'm going to label this one so I can keep tabs on this one, because this is probably our best, definitely the best Superflex. It had a lot of parity, right? But it was good parity. It wasn't bad, right? It was all very good. Big ups on the don't judge me, he says. Mouth says, so we're going to do this. Mouth says, guys, we should invade and draft other streams. So I'm sure you guys all know Flock Fantasy. He's the gold standard when it comes. I mean, his production value is amazing. I'll give him that. But once I'm going to wait for buys to happen. Once we know the schedules and the buys are out, we can draft on his streams, or at least when he's doing his stream, we can hop in the draft and we can talk about it, and I'll put it up on the stream. We can debate it and see who has a better team. Because by the way, did you guys, I don't know if you saw Mason, but I do like Mason. He's one of the best in the business. But he posted his to flex what he made last year, which is impressive, because winning an Underdog, especially these big tournaments, like making a profit when he put in 40,000 last year, maybe it was 50,000. 40 or 50,000. He won 20,000 in profit, but he just put it up on the spreadsheet, right? Which I have an issue with, because you could fucking make that shit up. Underdog allows you to go year by year and show how much you've made. Why didn't he show that screenshot, guys? Does anyone understand? He does know ball, Mouth. I'm not going to say Mason doesn't know ball, because he's been very successful in Underdog, and just he does this for a living. I'm not going to say he doesn't know ball. I'm not going to say I know more than him. I'm just saying that he posted his like last year's results. It was on a spreadsheet. Like, you could make those numbers up. I want to see the fucking physical. I want to see Underdog. I want to see the fucking screenshot of his accounts and what he made, right? As you guys know what I do. I post all my bets. I draft all my teams live, and he doesn't show, like, he didn't show. So, like, I could say I won 7,000 Underdog last year, guys. I didn't. I actually lost Underdog last year. I won a lot on DraftKings best ball, but I actually was negative on DraftKings on Underdog best ball last year. I'll be honest with you. Wasn't a big loss, but I'm playing big tournaments. You're not going to win every year. That's true, Mouth. He knows fantasy, but his football knowledge is lacking. But somehow, again, you don't have to really know ball knowledge to be good at fantasy. It does help. Ideally, you want to have both. But sometimes knowing ball is not always a good thing in fantasy either. Like, really a nice balance, right? Because like we get our biases in play, and you got to balance all of it, right? Like real life and fantasy are two completely different animals, and there's a nice middle point, right, of knowing both. Knowing no ball is not good. I think he does know some ball. He's just much more of an analytics guy. He just will go on the numbers, which is fine. But like, I want to also go with what I see. Dakota, I've won a $50 league with those guys. I haven't gotten in with them in a couple years. All I'm saying is just post your fucking receipts. Don't go give me a spreadsheet, Mason. And like, I'm not saying I'm not saying he's lying. I don't know. I just think that I know how people are, and I've seen that is true. He has this whole algorithm thing. Who's the guy? Sal. You guys know who Sal Vatrieri is or whatever? The kind of Italian guy that talks really, really fast and has like shorter videos. He was always posting he does prize picks, and he's always posting his like prize picks lineups, and he did a bunch of 5-player prize picks lineups. And like, you have to hit all 5, or, you hit 4 or 5 and you get like 75% of your money back. And he didn't hit a single one of them. I mean, he hit like 3 of 5 in every one of those, but he didn't hit all 5. Didn't hit 4 out of 5 either in any of them. And his next week comes out, he's like, I won over $10,000 gambling last week. It's like, maybe you did, but you didn't help anyone out, but no one knows what you did because your picks didn't hit to that degree, right? Like, that's the problem I have. Like, I want transparency, honesty, and don't like, we can all just show. I've fucked 300 girls in my life. Like some loser with pimples living in his mom's basement. Like, maybe, but they were probably hookers. And I doubt you did. So like, let's just keep this shit. The thing is, dumb people are going to see that and be like, this guy won money. And they're not going to go back and look at his previous video, which I did. And I was like, this dude, he's full of shit. And if he did win those monies, why don't you put those tickets out there for people to win money and actually individual bets? We all know individual bets are actually how you make real money. Like, prize picks is fun and all, but you're not turning a profit on prize picks. It's like playing blackjack, man. You can win at blackjack, but the majority won't because the odds are against you. The odds are against you in prize picks. Parlays are fucking for suckers. Small parlays, big single bets. That's how you win money. And I was just like, this guy says he won $10,000 last week in the playoffs. Like, okay, bro. Anything you put on your videos did not hit at all. So just bold to do that kind of shit. Yeah, he's a gooner. I don't hate him. It's very consumable because it's so quick and he gives so much information. But that's all it is, right? It's just regurgitating stats and like, dude, I can look these up for myself. I think a lot of you guys watch me because it's not if I find a really great stat or something that really hits home that makes sense with an argument or a player debate, I'm gonna throw it out there for you. But we can all look up our own stats. It's also about putting things in perspective. Not so much telling a story, but there's a lot of ways we can find edges in fantasy. Not one of them, because stats lie, right? Stats lie all the time. It's like I can make a stat, I can give 2 arguments for the same player, and with stats, one's a good argument, one's a negative argument. At that point, why are we using stats? Because I just told you I can make the case both sides of a player based on stats, so then I can conveniently use whatever stats work for my argument. And yes, I look at stats all the time, and it's a kind of like a tiebreaker, and we got to look at these things, but like all these advanced metrics, and I'm a baseball guy. I was all about Bill James, and I appreciate all that kind of shit. The more knowledge, the better, but sometimes it's too much. Mouth got a league mate that uses Flock. He fucked himself following the algorithm. He built his own system. And that's a good call, Mouth. Info dumping it's just almost too much, and it's just almost like you give 9 things and then this and then this. And then if you look over here, he did this week 6 through 9, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, yeah, of course this guy sounds good at his ADP, but like every player sounds good, right? Like, no, we got to be able to pick the players that we think, not even players, situations. That's the thing. They're not understanding that situations matter, right? Quarterback play matters. Scheme matters. That's the disconnect that I think Mouth is referring to. And again, talent usually does prevail and talent will prevail, but sometimes the situation just is not going to be good enough. Garrett Wilson for years, right? His situation's been awful and he's been a great player, but the scheme's been awful. The quarterback play's been awful, and he could never return his ADP, even though it looked like a slam dunk pick. Oh, all Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, number 1 receiver, always has 14 plus touchdowns and 1,200 plus yards. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers also wasn't 39 years old then, right? Like that's where the stat can kind of just disconnect there. It's all about context. Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to check that out in a second. Look, I can compile stats to make Ben Simmons look like a fucking god. Well, man, Ben Simmons kind of was statistically a god for a little while. So here we go here. Wow, Flock Fantasy. Look at this. Look at this. 1,582 points. That's not just like the fucking. He's not in the back of the bus. He was off the bus in this one. He was getting dragged by the bus. Less than 1,600 points. And Dakota with a crushing 2,198 points. You won by 130 points, dude. Look at you. I have no idea what happened to Ben Simmons in basketball. That guy's just a pussy. I think that's the number one thing. And he never worked on his game one bit. That's another thing that I respect about my boy LeBron. Hey Dakota. Is that Ben Simmons had all the tools in the world. He refused to work on his game. And you know what the greats do? Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson really worked on his game that much. He's just awesome. Larry Bird, they worked on their craft and they made their strengths a bigger strength. And they made their weaknesses average. And Ben Simmons did none of that shit. Ben Simmons is a fucking bum. But I will say, I saw Ben Simmons play one of the best basketball games I've seen. This was a game Embiid was out second to last year in Philly before the wheels fell off against the Bulls. He had like a 39, 17, and 14. And regardless of the stats, Ben Simmons was balling, dude. Just dunking on fools, multiple blocks, multiple steals, running the show, shutting down our best players. Like Ben Simmons had, he had a nice run. Like that specific game, though, I remember I had him in like daily fantasy. It was awesome. I'm sure Magic worked on his game. I don't think Magic worked on his game to the level of the other guys I mentioned. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. I don't know if you watched, I know this is a TV show. Did you watch the, what show was it with with John C. Reilly? Like Magic Johnson was fucking so many bitches and just like partying in LA. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but like the greats aren't partying, dude. I'm telling you, the greats are not partying. Tom Brady was not partying. Kobe Bryant was not partying. He banging a girl in Denver hotel. Yes, he did that. But I mean, was it a party? Was he doing drugs? Was he doing drinking? Who knows? It might have been a quickie. Showtime. Very good show, by the way. But Magic Johnson was partying, and nothing wrong with that. He had fucking such good God-given talent, such good talent around him. I had Magic Johnson super high on my all-time list. I think I had him number 5 all time. That's how electric he was. But he also was just a basketball savant. Like he just knew ball, and just great vision. All right, we're approaching 2 hours, gentlemen. I'm going to call it. Dude, all the Kobe stories, man. I was so sad. I was playing Xbox when it happened, and I thought it was a joke because we all fuck with each other. And they're like, oh, Kobe just died. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Yes, MJ did party a lot. I think Showtime was very real. Okay, I'm going to take that as gospel, Dakota. But MJ was different. Okay, there was only one MJ. Kobe was close in terms of mentality. It didn't matter. And Dennis Rodman, again, go look up an interview. It's a Joe Rogan interview with Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins, and his stories about Dennis Rodman. Unreal. Dennis Rodman was a psycho. Tom was partying with his wife. He just had the party girl at home after the season. Oh, God. Tom chose football over his wife. That's the level of commitment Mr. Tom Brady had, gentlemen. Hey, awesome win there, Dakota. And it's, as good as the win was for you, it's as funny as Fantasy Flock finishing last. So, and I do respect the guy. He knows his shit, but that's a rough one. We've all had those leagues, but that's a rough one. Is this an actual, was this just a $50 league with no advancement, Dakota, is what I see here? So just 12 teams, no advancement. They call them a sit and go. Is that what this is? Because that's even more embarrassing because, like, sometimes you go for crazy stacks and, like, if you went on a giant Bengal stack last year, for instance, and Joe Burrow gets hurt, your team would finish like this. But in a sit and go, you don't stack. You literally just draft best player available, and you try to get the most points possible just for the regular season. So 12 teams. Wow. That was kind of before Mason hit his stride, but obviously you've been knowing ball for this long because you just whooped his ass, huh? I didn't say it was gospel. It's just also the fact that, Magic Johnson got HIV, or does he have HIV? Who knows? He admitted he was banging everything that moved. He was partying. Why wouldn't he? Wilt Chamberlain did the same thing. And we would all, let's be honest, we were all in that spot. We would probably be doing the same thing, guys. God, there's so many names to pay attention to. So, yeah, we'll do one of these days. We will draft. Oh, that was like the original Underdog. Okay. I don't know if I played back in 2021. It might have been my first year. Maybe it's 2022. We will find a time to hop in a flock Underdog draft, and we'll compare it. I don't want to stream against the guy. Not that anyone's really watching anyway, but I know it'll go from 200 total views to 100 total views if it's the time he's drafting. Because let's be honest, I know I'm much more entertaining. You could say I know more ball. That's debatable. I don't know if I do, but his production value is a lot better than what we got going on here. You know what? Once the show hits, I'll be able to go to horizontal streams only, which like he does. And I can't do horizontal now with the way I have it set up because it's just going to look weird. It's not going to fill up the whole page. So also going to get new equipment again. This is it's rough times for me, guys. So affording the kind of stuff he has is just not going to be viable yet. But we're going to keep chugging along here, gentlemen, and we're going to get there one day. And the content's real. He can have all the fancy stuff and all the stats, and that's what he relies on. I want to see him host a show without all the Underdog stuff up here. And I have no notes, boys. Never any notes. We don't need notes over here. We need fucking ball knowledge. Yeah, I think we will. Again, I still have a lot of respect for the guy, so I'm not going to say going into it I know I'm going to beat him, because these tournaments are just fluky, right? I'm just going to put the best team I can out every single time. And all we need is a couple of them to hit, guys. We need an advancement rate of about 30% ideally. That's ideal. And then another, 30% of those advance. And now we're in the money. That's what we want to do. All right. Great show as always, boys.
Hey, guys, the management needs everybody to get out because they caught a guy jerking off in here, and they're going to send in a crew to wipe down the loads. Go ahead.
What did you say, Dakota? Rob, a fan, made him that flock sign. You want me to get I'm not a fan. I do watch some of his stuff here and there, but at least I did in the past just to kind of get better on best. It's not so much from him, just from the draft boards, because, and from my own, but just to kind of see how he broke it down. But again, as you guys know, I'm a Matt Harmon guy. Matt Harmon is the one guy, and that's mostly specifically wide receivers because his reception perception stuff. He's the one guy that I think is not gospel, but he is a guy that I will reevaluate my takes for, like, on a whim a lot of times, because Matt Harmon, if it's a wide receiver take, he knows his shit. And that's the one guy I think that is the best of the bunch. That's my guy that I know watches a lot of film and just knows his shit. He created the fucking algorithm and just he knows his shit. That guy I'm going to listen to. Other than that, I'll take bits and pieces of a lot of things I've heard and I've listened to and I've watched, and as well as my own eyes, and as well as the community here, man. A lot of times you guys, I think it was Mouth and maybe it was you, Dakota, whoever else it was, that got me back on the Jonathan Brooks hype train, and I was writing him off, right? So we just got to keep on being flexible and, not getting too dug in on our points. Oh, that's pretty cool. Someone want to make me a sign? I'm taking any donation possible. I'm fucking poor, bro. I just bought my wife a second car, because she got a promotion at the post office, which is good in the long term, but she has to get her own vehicle to deliver mail, which set me back almost everything I had, which was already pretty low. So yeah, I'll take signs. I'll take food. You want to send me a sandwich? Send me a fucking sandwich and I'll eat it. All right. That's it for me, gentlemen. Love everyone in here. Appreciate everybody watching, drafting some really good teams. Again, tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Central, me and the GOAT, Mike Storey. Saturday, me and Big Ray, 10 p.m. both days, 10 p.m. Central both days. And then next week, we're going to start drafting a bunch of these teams, guys. I did the math, 210 days until the end of the fantasy season. My goal is 210 streams by that point. Maybe I take some days off here and there, but I'm going to do a lot of 2 shows a day, especially when the season comes closer. So I'm going to hit that 210 shows starting today before the season ends. So that's what's up. We're going to keep on help Rob, help me. So donate to Rob. And yeah, when we take off, Underdog, Downtown will take off as well. So yeah, 210 shows, guys. We're gonna have so much goddamn content coming out here, and we're just getting started. This is March 8th right now. So actually, it just turned March 8th. It was March 7th, and then the day of the stream. So we have about 7 months almost of nonstop stuff. We're gonna crush it. We got Mark coming in here at the end. He must have woke up from his little slumber. Let's get it. Appreciate you, Mark, my dude. And that's it for me, guys. I'll talk to you all in the Discord if you have anything else you want to ask, anything you want to talk about. Dakota, if you want more shit about LeBron or argue about Kobe, or just talk about how we're both pretty handsome men. I'm down with both those things. Speaking of that, not handsome man, there is our guy, Michael Jackson. Hello, Michael. You know we haven't seen today? We have not seen Helen Hunts. Hello, Helen. How you doing? She's a producer on the show. We appreciate her. Before I log off, let's give a little shout out to all the Patreon bros. Appreciate everyone here. May 8th is my birthday. Your birthday is today? Mouth? Like today? After midnight? Today? For real? I didn't know this. Thanks for letting me know. March 8th is my birthday. Let me know if that's official. March 8th. May 8th. Oh, March 8th. Okay. So you already had your birthday. Mine's March 26th. I think we talked about this. My memory sucks. I was up the whole time. Fuck it. It's Friday. Tomorrow. Fuck work. Hey-oh. Damn straight. You kept saying March 8th. I was saying March 8th. My bad. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I took those days off. Now I'm fucking rusty. You know what I mean? So May 8th. Guess what? We have 6 months of shows every single night. Pretty much every single night. All of the elite guests that we know and we love. Anyways, appreciate everyone in the Patreon. Can't wait for Dynasty. We're going to talk tomorrow. I'm going to send everything out in the Discord tomorrow, guys. That is it for me. Again, thank you, Mouth, for the donation. Mark, thank you. You got the second draft in for your $10 holler. You're the man. And I think that's it. That's my parting words for you guys. Love your life. Stay positive and respect each other. I'm out.
You just seem like a good dude. I thought I'd see if you want to grab a beer, that's all.
I'm glad you called.
We get home safe, Pistol.
You got it, Jobin.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
Oh, what'd you say?
I don't know. You nicknamed me Pistol, and I just called you Jobin. It means nothing. I'm drunk. I'm gonna call a cab.
All right, man. You have my number, yeah?
I got you stored in my iPhone.
All right. If you need me, call, okay?
Oh, man, I'm golden.